Hi, everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new live stream, and welcome to Sunday night, which either Saturday or Sunday night is my usual live stream night. And welcome to everybody who's live at the moment, and maybe people who are going to join maybe soonish. Sorry about the delay and the extra 15 minutes, but my wife literally got home at like 5 minutes to 8. And she wanted to cook some stuff here in the kitchen for dinner, sort of thing. So I forgot what time. I thought it was 8:30 or so. She was getting home, not 8 o'clock. So, and it kind of exactly the time that I was doing the live stream. So, hello everybody. I hope you're all doing fine. It's just me today. So Glebe, or my neighbor, obviously is not here in the live stream with us. That was a bit of a one-off. So, kind of thank him for doing that. We are going to do another live stream doing the Coca-Cola tasting. I would imagine either this week or next weekend. We just have to basically catch him when he's free. He's busy today, so being that it's the weekend, he has a couple of days off from work, so he's doing things at his house, because I spoke to him earlier asking what he was up to. So did anybody watch that live stream, by the way? I don't know if people are regulars watching, so did everybody like that live stream, I wonder? So Gary's here. Hi, Gary. Good to see you. Gary's also one of the moderators of the channel. So if there's any wayward comments or anything untoward, he's also a channel member of the channel too. So actually also Bearbull is a member of the channel as well. So yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yes, it's 8 p.m. It's now 8:19 p.m. here in Moscow. Bay Area is currently 73 degrees outside and 62% humidity. I don't know what the humidity is here. It's probably very, very low. It's 11 degrees Celsius here. So is that 20? About 65 Fahrenheit, I guess. So yeah, thanks for letting me know the San Francisco weather. Yeah, Gary's in Germany, if anyone doesn't know. If anyone's a regular watching the live streams. Yes. Oh, Dark Brother. Oh, how's it going, Dark Brother? Good to see you. Sorry again, I don't know if anyone does notice me not looking directly at the camera, but I have a tendency to look off to the right to see the other comments. And I have the camera. I'm actually using the webcam of the phone today, of the computer today, which I don't love, but it's just much easier for me to be able to put comments up on the screen. If anybody did watch the live stream with my neighbor and I, we did use the phone and the wireless microphones, which I think is actually much better for live streaming, but it doesn't allow me to put the comments up on the stream. And then I just see here, Gary, thank you for the super sticker. That's very nice of you. For 10 euros. Thank you. Again, for anyone that doesn't know, I earn money from YouTube as an income while I'm living here. It is basically my sole salary while I'm here in Russia. So I don't work here in a job in Moscow. I am looking into seeing if I can figure out doing maybe some English teaching or English lessons or English speaking. I have another friend here who's doing that, and he's trying to kind of guide me through it. It would be interesting if that could work out, but just sort of baby steps for now with that. So, yeah, Dark Brother Anthony is here. How's it going? Food comes first. Yes. Yeah, my wife did actually make me food, which is right here. It doesn't probably look overly appetizing. It's a bit hard to see. But it's very, very hot. This is pilmeni, which is essentially it's meat dumplings, which is very famous Russian food, I guess. It's kind of pre-made dumplings. Some people do make them at home, but very, very typically, people buy it in packets here, like frozen, and they just put it in boiling water. And you eat it with sour cream. I eat it just with tomato ketchup or tomato sauce. So, pilmeni, yes. Hi from Sweden. Hello, Max K. How have the energy prices changed during last months in Russia? I can only say this for myself. For our apartment here, there's essentially no change whatsoever. Even for the studio that we bought, if you watched that video from a couple of months ago, we rent that out to somebody. Energy prices here, in terms of electricity, we'd pay electricity and water only in this apartment. A lot of apartments, let's say some have gas, some don't, depending on the age of the buildings. A lot of them don't have gas in the kitchen or in the house because it's not considered safe to a point. So yeah, we pay electricity and water only. Literally, I know this is going to not sound great or interesting for many, but we have just basically a 1-bedroom apartment here. It's considered a 1-room apartment, but it's 2 rooms. I don't know how, it's strange how they describe it, but we're only paying around about, wow, it's probably no more than $20 a month for water and electricity. That's in dollars, US dollars, $20 a month. It's actually less than $20. The guy that's renting the studio, I would say he's paying maybe $14 or $15 a month. And I think that's also a little bit higher than what I'm working it out. Actually, the cost of electricity here and water and gas is very low. If I compare it to Australia, for instance, of course, it's near impossible to compare apples and apples, and Sweden with Russia and Germany and America and things like that. But overall, there's not been any change in the price we're paying for our water and electricity in the last 6 months. It's very, very stable, even though most of it's probably me just switching my computer on. So, hello from North Carolina, Joe Allen. How is it going? I wonder if you know Coach K. He's the hero and American national team coach. Is he retired now, maybe? Yeah, I'm sure he will be on at some point. I'd have to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. So thanks, Bebel. Yeah, I'm sure he will be on here straight after greeting Chen from work. Yes. We kind of almost had a bit of an argument because she sent me to the shops to go buy things, and I missed a couple of things off the list. So, Roven HD, how's it going? Hello. Yeah, the live stream was pretty darn good. Yeah, I think the quality was much better, but that's purely because it's the phone camera, which is obviously much better, and the microphones. Well, the microphones would essentially be the same because it's the same brand and same quality, but I think feeding it through the phone, I can do that here as well, which I could essentially. It's a little bit awkward though, because the camera, the desk that I'm in front of here is in front of another wall. So literally I'd have to sort of switch it on, spin it around, and then face it to me. So it just mess up the first few seconds, I guess, but it would be okay. Thanks, Dark Brother. It wouldn't hurt to clean up the kitchen counter a little before starting your stream next time. Thanks. Yeah, this is my wife. You can just see just here. Actually, yesterday we went for a walk to our local town right where we live, and she bought some new containers, or like baskets. Girls love baskets for everything, right? And storage. So yeah, that's the only thing, right? Where I'm sitting here is exactly. Also, the camera is kind of quite wide angled. So if I use my phone with the wide angle, it would be like you'd be seeing more of the kitchen. Smurfits. Good evening, Russell. Yes. Hello, Smurfits. I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. So you can teach me English over Skype. Oh, Gary, there's an idea. You speak very good English, though. In the we've had conversations. So anyone doesn't know, Gary and I have had chats before. Not too much recently, but you speak very good English. You've traveled a lot. You're very knowledgeable about so many things. Christine, how's it going? Evening, Russell. Oh, Susie, how's it going? 23 Celsius at the moment in Surrey. Looking good. Yeah, it's 11 Celsius here today. It got to about 17 or 18 today, I think. I don't know what the exact maximum was, but I just basically went for a walk now to the shop and back, well, about an hour and a half ago. Yes, Pilmeni. Also from Sweden, our government told us a couple of days ago to take bank loans of 5,000 to pay electricity. Really? That's crazy. Bank loans of $5,000 to pay electricity and bills this winter. Wow. Yeah, no chance of that here. Yeah, it's very low. My one-bedroom flat is 108 pounds a month. It's doubled. Wow, that's for electricity, I guess, or water. I wonder. Yeah, I guess so. What progress have you made with the Carnival shipboard job? And now, so at the moment, basically, well, it'd have been Thursday. Now we're on Sunday. So I sent emails off on Thursday, and this is to HR, I guess. So that lady's going to follow up with another person. I always assume they're not working Saturdays, Sundays. Yeah, well, I guess it was Friday when she answered the email. So I might hear Monday, Tuesday, next couple of days, something. I don't know. And funny enough, I got a random email on, Thursday, Friday as well from MSC, which is an Italian cruise line. If anyone knows MSC Cargo, they've also got cruise ships. And I got a kind of a cold call email, if you know what a cold calling is, addressed to me from the HR from MSC Cruises, asking whether or not I would want to reach out to them about jobs in the onboard shops on MSC. So I thought I'd just reply to them. It just was so weird. I got the two emails on the same day from two different companies. It's kind of like nothing happens for a few weeks, and then the email comes on the same couple of minutes, which is so weird. So yeah, I replied to them as well. I just did a polite reply email explaining a little bit about my background. I'd imagine maybe they'll contact back and want to do some sort of a Zoom call, Skype call, whatever they want to do. I don't know. It's going to get worse. What's going to get worse? I mean, for us, I mean, this is the hardest thing, explaining the situation, because the thing is, even everybody who's in the chat here, so someone in Sweden, in America, in Germany, England, everyone will have a different situation with their situation, let's say, you know what I mean? Like now, the rising price of electricity where they live or you live, gas, water, I mean, even some places rents going up. I know in Australia, it's very hard now to get rental properties. So it's, you know, things will get worse. I mean, essentially in the 6 months since everything happened, my wife and I's life has very minimally changed. The main thing that's changed for us is the banking, the way we do banking, because I can't use Australian cards in Russia. You know, the prices of things have gone up. I mean, I won't shy away from that. I mean, it's not gone up a lot on things. I mean, essentially, the main things, like say in the shop, that have gone up are things that are genuinely not from Russia. So things like coffee is a good example of that, where, you know, it's one of the few things Russia can't make, you know, or produce or manufacture in the country. So they can process it and package it and sell it, but they have to import the beans from somewhere. So coffee is a good example. I mean, I don't drink coffee, so it's not affecting me. My wife does buy it. So, you know, things like fruit and vegetables are very, very, very seasonal. So particularly right now, grapes are in season, watermelons, plums, nectarines, peaches, because it's kind of, I mean, it's the end of summer, I guess, but you know, so they're sort of in season. Tomatoes are very cheap. Cucumbers. Yeah, the watermelons. I was just at the shop there where I was. I mean, they're big watermelons, by the way. You're talking 8, 10, 15 kilo watermelons. Was only 17 rubles. 17 rubles. USD. So it's 28 cents a kilo for watermelons. Yeah, when we came back from the train station yesterday, the shops we went to, I found a little guy that sells some fruit and veg on the street by the train station. There's a lot of little kind of vendors, especially in summertime like now. So we bought some cherry tomatoes. We bought a couple of capsicums. My wife made a pasta. We bought a couple of peaches, and she bought some sage or I think it was oregano. I don't know which one it was, like the leaves, you know. And I thought, oh, maybe it's going to be a few hundred rubles, you know. And she's like, oh, it's just give me 100 rubles. So it was 95 rubles, which is about $1.50 for this bag of things. I mean, it wasn't a lot, but it's cheap. So, sorry, that's my electricity. £108 a month. Wow. Yeah, I mean, in Australia, we're paying isn't it 2 monthly? I think it is in Australia. I think it's every 2 months. Is it 3 months, the electricity? We were in the apartment we had in Australia, I think it was about $100 or so, so about £50 every 2 months. I think it was 2 monthly. It could be 3 monthly. Don't quote me on that if any Australians are here. So, Esther, how's it going? Wakarima. Good evening, Russell. Yeah, thank you. I hope everyone's having a good day. Thanks for the likes, by the way, everybody. 16 likes. That's kind of nice. A lot of sixes on the screen. 66 viewers, 16 likes. 666. Greetings, Russell. When do you think sanctions will be lifted? Do you think it will last forever? I think it's going to last longer than now, for instance. I mean, look, if the world was to end I always say this. This is my famous line. If the world was to end, you know, da-da-da-da-da. And it's not the fact that the world is going to end. It's just an expression that I use. You know, if they were to sit down tomorrow morning and shake hands, let's say the two countries that things are happening right now, I mean, would things go back to normal? Would things change? Would sanctions be lifted? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a big question, more political, more economical. I think the average person can't probably answer that. I mean, would it help the government here? I mean, possibly for certain things like banking, tourism, you know, importing of parts and things like that. There's a lot of ways around a lot of the sanctions by parallel importing that they're doing now. A lot of, you know, things are still readily available. I mean, things have gone up in price. I mean, I won't shy away from that. I mean, the only things I can kind of quote on is things that affect me, you know, literally me and my wife. I mean, when I talk to Glebe, my neighbor, I mean, I talk about what affects him and his wife and his family, you know. So was a joke for an Aussie accent. Oh, that's what you want to learn. You want to learn the Australian accent, Gary. Oh, the US government hates lifting sanctions. I think that is unlikely that sanctions will be lifted for years to come. Yeah, the thing is, it's really down to the government and how it may benefit them. Let's call it. I mean, okay, they want to make it sort of punishable against the government or against certain people. You know, like a lot of these oligarchs and things like this. But yeah, there's obviously a bit of it's got to be something behind it. You know what I mean? You know, there's got to be a benefit for someone else. I mean, the way that kind of they want to impose all of these sanctions about exporting gas and oil and things like that. So a lot of Europe is struggling because they relied heavily on Russian gas. So the local prices have gone up. I think, was it France or Germany? I think it was France, wasn't it? They said they're going to start up their nuclear power plants and things like that. Farrell, despite the low income salaries, I think the cost of living is low enough to allow the average Russian to enjoy a much better quality of life than the average Westerner. Yes. I mean, I just sort of judge that on the people that I meet, the people that I see. I mean, the opportunities here. I mean, just literally going to the shop just now, a couple hours ago. I mean, the amount of things I can buy in. I went into only two shops, but they're like small supermarkets. I mean, the supermarket's got everything on every shelf. Everything that I want, I could buy in two supermarkets. These are mini supermarkets, not the big Globus one. I just needed to go to a local one, literally. My drink today, by the way, is kind of like Fanta. I got a little drink because I know I'm always going to be thirsty. I got Chernogolovka Mandarin today. It's essentially Fanta. Chernogolovka is pretty much going to be the answer to Coca-Cola and Pepsi leaving, if you like. This is essentially I think it's the biggest next company in Russia. And I went last night down to the liquor store downstairs to buy a bar of chocolate. And the lady said, "Oh, I've got this one orange one for you. They don't sell this one in there." For some reason, they got one delivered by mistake. So I ended up with that last night. So I was so happy. So, yeah, I mean, look, just talking about the average wage and things like that. I mean, my wife and I have talked about this a fair bit recently because we were looking at this other apartment in our same building that I was saying in the other previous live stream that the estate agent talked us out of wanting to buy. And we've sort of thought about it again, and we talked about it again today. And I've said to my wife, I said, we both need to stop talking about it if we're not going to act on it, right? I mean, we can afford essentially the price of the mortgage or the cost of the mortgage. We can afford to live there. It's partially furnished, so we don't even have to buy a fridge. We can literally move in. Okay, it's got minimal furniture, but there's not much we need just to walk into that apartment to live there if we were to buy it. But the ongoing costs. So rather than paying $20 a month electricity and water, we might be paying $30 a month. So that's 50% increase, but it's still relatively cheap compared to, worldwide averages. But based on my wife and I's, let's say, combined earnings, of course, a lot relies on me making videos on YouTube. So, 90 degrees in North Carolina. Wow. And experiencing thunderstorms. It's quite normal for North Carolina. Groceries are getting expensive in my area. Yes, I know my mum talks about this. And actually, I talked to a friend one day last week as well. We were working at the supermarkets together, and he was saying about the price of things going up, especially even staple things like milk, eggs, bread, have gone up. So 90 degrees. Yeah. My wife, when she got home from work, she said, "Oh, I've just got a message on my phone that there's going to be rain, but it's going to be raining tomorrow." So, because it's like clear skies tonight after the sunset, we'll get rain tomorrow at some point. Craig Povey, g'day Sangroper, greetings from Australia. Are you from Rockingham? Yes. Oh, I don't have today. I've got Perth Wildcats on today, but yes, I am from Rockingham. Well, my parents live in Baldivis, so essentially, while I'm not there now, all my addresses are now Baldivis. So, but when we were in Australia last year, we rented an apartment by the foreshore in Rockingham. So, yeah, definitely from Rockingham, I guess. I'm more happy. I'm happy to say that I was living there, and I'm not technically from there. I grew up in another area of Perth in Munster, which nobody in Perth even knows where Munster is. But now I'm happy to say that I was living in Rockingham. Doesn't have the best reputation, but that's from years ago. It's there's nice areas of Rockingham, there's bad areas. But yeah, I like to happily say that I'm from there. Christine, how's it going? Denmark. Russia has pulled off a miracle in Germany, France, and America. All the nuclear power plants that were to close will now reopen and fully operational by winter. Yeah, I think it was France or Germany they announced today or yesterday that they were going to reopen some of them. So they pulled off the miracle on ice. Hey, Russell, I forgot to ask, if not too personal, how did you and your wife meet? Oh, Kerr, we met in Thailand, of all places. Yeah, it's a very, very skewed story. Yeah, we were both on separate holidays in Thailand. We met at a bar one night, in a karaoke bar. I was actually on my own on holiday, but I met another Russian guy, Alex, who I'm still friends with to this day here in Russia. He lives in Moscow as well. We meet up every now and again. He lives across the other side of Moscow from me, and we went out to the bars, he and I, and we met a couple of girls, and it turned out to be Zhenya and her friend. So quite a lot of years ago now, but yes, very. I didn't meet her on the cruise ships, which you would assume would have been the case. You know what I mean? Electricity prices are going down again. Oh, so is gas after the gas storages are full now. Well, that's good. I guess. I guess it's really based on the supply and demand. I guess you could call it that. In Australia, last year and then before that, my parents' house, they've got solar, but there's a big push towards solar electricity in Australia. Obviously, we've got a lot of sunshine. And they were, for quite a lot of years, they're encouraging people to get solar on their roof and offset energy usage. And you were also getting a refund for surplus electricity that went back into the grid. It's not quite cheap enough to get batteries and do backup and go off grid, but coffee's got very expensive in America. Wow, okay. I guess you're closer to places like Central America, South America, Cuba. You get coffee in Dominican Republic, things like that. So, I know it's gone up in price. Is it very expensive? I don't think so here. If I compare a jar of coffee in Australia, expensive coffee is unacceptable. Yeah, I guess if you're a coffee... See, I'm not a coffee drinker, so I can't really complain like that. If I talk about the price of a bottle of Coca-Cola, then I can say it went up, but that's because of the shorter supply of it now. That's why I've kind of gone over to this Chernogolovka here. This is a 1.5 liter bottle. It was 69 rubles, so about $1.10 or so. You can get the bigger 2 liter ones for 99 rubles. So you can always buy canned things in store for a few months. Yeah, we don't have really any canned food here in our house. Pretty much everything's fresh vegetables. We don't really have anything frozen apart from maybe fish or pilmeni, things like that. Maybe frozen berries. If we want to make like drinks and things like that, or boil it in tea, what my wife does, the frozen fruit in teas. The only canned things we buy here would be canned corn or canned peas. And that's it, because we use the peas to make the winter salad or the Olivia salad. So prices are going down again, except diesel is still very high. Yeah, the petrol prices here are very, very stable. Again, there's a big supply of it in the country. So I've always said this, right? If you make it, it should be cheap. Have you ever heard about the story about Venezuela? Like, you can fill your car up with petrol in Venezuela, walk in to pay for it at the gas station, and a bottle of water or a can of Coca-Cola will be more expensive than the fuel you put in your car. And there's this famous sort of one line that people always quote like that, when countries where it's in, oil or gas is in extreme supply, then it should be cheap for the average person. You know what I mean? The common man, if you like. Hey, can you show us videos of Russian-made products when you go to shopping malls, and also Russian-made cars and fashion? Dosiel Ven. Yeah, I keep talking about this, and I didn't go yet, but I want to go to one of the car dealerships. I'm really gonna just have to just bite the bullet and go. I was thinking of just going to like Toyota or Hyundai, because they're not too far up the road, about 15 minutes up the road from me. But I guess I could try to go to a Lada dealership. That would be kind of the ultimate one, right? The famous Lada car. There's a lot of Ladas on the road here. Surprisingly, most Ladas that you see are the older Ladas, not the modern new Ladas. If I look at the average car in the car park downstairs from our apartment here, there'll be very, very few new model Ladas. A lot of people buy all the other models under the rainbow, essentially, except Lada. There is a lot of the car manufacturing in Russia is all of the other brands. So, like Mercedes had manufacturing here, Toyota, Hyundai, Peugeot, Renault. So it's surprising how little amount of new Ladas you see on the road. There's a lot of the older Ladas, the classic looking ones like you see in the movies or the TV shows. There's a bit of a renaissance around them where people want to kind of, continue with having an old model. Can you still buy Vegemite at the supermarket? We will know if sanctions are working if you can't find your Vegemite in all the stores. I've never seen it for sale in Russia. I guess all the supermarkets that I go to, I don't know about sanctions against Vegemite, but I did find one of the first videos I made at the supermarkets here. I did find an Australian sauce. I can't remember what it was. It was a brand of Australian sauce that was so randomly on one shelf that I kind of got whiplash when I saw it. So yeah, I've never seen it here, but I've never looked for it. But I guess there's probably somewhere. My wife and I, we want to go and find English gravy or Gravox. So there's got to be a shop that sells that. You can grow your own tomatoes in your apartment with grow lights. I did think about putting them on the window ledge here. Actually, yesterday when I was at the small supermarket at the train station, they had a kids' glass terrarium that has little plants in it, and I think I might go buy that one. It was like 400 rubles, like $8. And you buy it with soil and you put some seeds in and put it in your window. Did I color my eyebrows? No, I didn't, Gary. Thanks. I guess they do look a little bit bushy. I need to maybe cut them, I guess. Thanks. I guess I'm animated too much. So hit those thumbs up, please. Yes, Jenny, thanks. If we have any thumbs up, we've got 36. So thank you for thumbs up. If anybody shares this or likes it, or again, also thanks for super chats. It helps the channel immensely. And me running the channel, I guess if there's such a thing as running it, most of my time is spent answering comments more than anything else. Electricity is $58 in a 3-bedroom house and £20 for my gas monthly. Oh, I wonder, maybe you guys live in different areas. Sanctioned Ivan's here. Oh, hello, Ivan. Ivan lives close to me here in Moscow region, so I think sanctions should be lifted for normal citizens. Yeah, I guess it's a matter of what sanctions affect us. Things like banking, I think, is probably the most critical one. The use of credit cards inside or outside the country. I guess that affects probably the average person more, where they have a credit card or they have access to a credit card and would use it for traveling outside of Russia or making payments outside of Russia. So if you want to pay for Netflix or Spotify, or even the app that I make thumbnails with is blocked in Russia. So you can't pay for the subscription to that even, for instance. So, but I am not one for watching TV. Yeah, I think TVs use a lot of electricity, I think, or some do anyway. So I think the sanctions will stay like Iran. Delta Aviation. I was just watching for a few minutes earlier. There's a YouTube channel called Big Jets TV. And it's a guy who's from England who films at Heathrow Airport, live streams from Heathrow Airport, like the landing and takeoff of planes. And he had like 4,000 people watching his live stream of him filming planes taking on and off, landing and arriving. Hey, folks, hit the like. It's free. Yes. Thanks, everybody. Yes. Ooh, we're up to 44. So that's good. Jen, do you want to say hello?
No.
No?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You're going to be in the video now, look.
No.
You're in the video. How much do you need to curtail your speech? A lot, yes or no? I'm not sure what that means as a question. You mean not talk or more talking? I'm not sure. Sorry, Craig. I'm a bit lost with that question. But I live in a small village in a poor, depressed region and have not yet felt the effects of Western sanctions. Vladimir, yeah. This is the thing. I mean, it's really down to what things would affect you. So, for instance, if you were planning to go buy a new car, for instance, the price of cars have gone up because there's less supply of cars in Russia. You can still buy cars. Cars are still coming into the country by whatever means. There's still cars in the dealerships, but the price of cars have gone up because there's less supply. I mean, if you don't need a car like me, that doesn't affect me. What else? The banking thing may not affect you if primarily you're earning or spending cash. I mean, maybe you have a card that you use to spend money locally. If everything in the shop is still there that you need, then that's also fine. I mean, if you're going to the hardware store to buy wood and there's still wood available, a lot of sanctions won't affect a big percentage of the country because it doesn't involve what they want to do. So, where someone doesn't have a passport and doesn't have a plan to travel, airline sanctions, if you want to call it, where they blocked airspaces and flight arrivals and departures, that's not an effect on somebody either because they don't plan to do that. So a lot of people aren't affected because the sanctions that have been imposed are not, it's not directly affecting them, if that really makes sense. So yeah, Vladimir, I agree. It's down to what is your day-to-day life and what you're doing or not doing daily, right? So you should have got fancy. Yes, I got Chernogolovka. I call it Mandarin or orange Chernogolovka. I saw fancy today in Magnet. In Magnet? No. Yeah, in Magnet. But I really love this. It's just hard to get in a Prelivka where I live. So, but it was just luckily there last night. The lady had it behind the counter, and I told her she should stock it and get it. And sorry, I'm just going to take a quick drink. Thank you. Don't worry, Russell. Sanctions don't work. Just look at how sanctions didn't do anything to Cuba, Iran, and North Korea. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to any of those three countries. I mean, it's really, they always make this thing about Cuba, like how the import of cars, all the cars are like pre-1970 or so. There's a lot of the original models of cars there because a lot of other models of cars were never imported into Cuba to continue on, unsanctioned, if you like. So, I mean, people get, continue living, wherever you live in the world. I mean, the guy that I met when I did the car video there with the Iranian car, I guess he was the salesman for the company, right? He's the car dealership salesman. I mean, he spoke perfect English. I mean, he was curious about me living in Moscow. We were talking about like where he was staying for the week while he was here. He'd flown in for a week. He was going home the next day on that last day when I filmed it. And he was curious to go to the McDonald's, the Kuznetsy Tochka, because he'd heard about it, right, that they've changed. And we kind of made a little bit of a joke about things. I mean, I know nothing about Iran inside the country apart from what I know from TV. So we kind of had that little joke. I talked about the car being black in color. And I said about Henry Ford. I mean, if anyone knows Henry Ford's famous line, you can have any color as long as it's black. And that car was the black color, right? And he actually knew that kind of joke. You know what I mean? And most people would not pick up on that quickly, like he did. So, excuse me. Well, all the sanctions that tried to destroy Cuba's Iran have failed, and they are all surviving just fine. Yes, right. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, the thing is, I guess it's kind of like when you've had things taken away from you. Like when I was talking to Glebe there about this, about there's kind of a generation gap where there's people, say, under 20, 30, maybe 40 years of age. And then there's people that are older than that who remember the USSR and Soviet Union times, if you want to call it that. And then this newer generation of people like in their 20s and students and stuff that only know the last 10 or 20 years of their age, right? And how it's drastically different, their lifestyle, where, oh my God, I've lost McDonald's. Oh my God, I've lost H&M, Pull and Bear. I've lost all of these things. But they weren't here before the 90s, right? So the next person that you meet walking at the train station here, that never bothered them anyway, right? It's still there, and the change of brands and material things doesn't matter. So things are not a bed of roses in the Bay Area. Petrol prices are still high. And food has definitely gone up. Restaurants charging more, and it seems like you get less for what you are paying. Yeah, like smaller portions, I think. I mean, that this is kind of a flow-on effect from wages and salaries. When I was talking to my wife about this yesterday, when we were buying this fruit, these tomatoes, right, like 95 rubles, and we were talking about, the cost of growing fruits and vegetables in Perth or in Western Australia, and how, like oranges, for instance, oranges, a lot of the oranges you buy are not Australian made. They're imported from America, actually North America, South America. A lot of fruit and vegetables imported. There is Australian made things, but the labor costs and the importing is still cheaper than producing and growing them locally, which is scary to think, Hi, Russell. Just Betty from Manchester. Oh, nice. I have good friends in Manchester. Very good, fond memories of traveling there with them as well. Sorry, I'm way behind on the chat. I just want to point out, Babel, thank you for the super sticker, a thumbs up super sticker. I forgot, Gary, what your super sticker was, but thank you. I think you guys will be talking amongst yourselves because I'm so far behind here. I guess I should go a lot quicker. A studio flat or apartment like I have in my state is £1,000 to £1,100. Luckily, I own mine. Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking about buying this apartment in this building. I mean, at the end of the day, we'll have a better apartment, a bigger apartment than the one that we own in the one that we bought, if you watch the YouTube video. So there'll be a lot of pluses to buying it, but we'll obviously be in debt repaying it. And our repayments, obviously, to the bank are more. Whereas now that studio that we bought essentially owes us nothing, and we're earning money from rent. Actually, it's essentially paying for the rent here in terms of paying it, forward, if you like. So prices are higher. The grocery store, it seems like you are getting less products for higher prices. Processing in England and electricity is going up 80%. It's going to be very hard for average Joe. Wow, 80% increase. That's crazy. You guys are due for another holiday in Thailand. Maybe it's in better times we'll see videos from Russell from Thailand on vacation. Yes, my wife promised if we go to Bali or Thailand, she'll be in every video. She's promised if we go to either place. I did have this thing when I was doing the cruise ship videos, which was to basically use that channel and just basically change all the videos. And I wanted to do hotel reviews and like resort walk around videos because I'd done those on the cruise ship. But just every time I did stuff that wasn't cruise related, it wasn't getting the views, on the channel. So, but I really like making them videos, and I could go to multiple hotels. I mean, I could walk around the resorts very easily and make that kind of video. Just because of the situation going on around the world. Oh, the one nuclear power plant in California. How's it going? Oh, long time no see, Roman. How's things? I'm doing well. I've had a bit of a quiet, lazy day today, but it's Sunday. It's allowed to be lazy on Sundays in Moscow. Tomorrow I'm going to go film videos somewhere or do something because I need to put a new video. I've not had a video now in 3 days on the channel. So, I watched the Formula One Grand Prix on TV here. It was was it in Austria? No, Netherlands. In the Netherlands. Petrol prices have gone down dramatically in America and Europe. Gas prices have gone up, though. I'm wondering what you're doing in Moscow. Do you work there? No. Well, YouTube is a job. So anything that's revenue from YouTube is basically my job here. I do have residency to live here. I can get a job. I can earn money. I could get a job in a business. I guess my lack of Russian language skills probably won't help. I guess I can teach by sign language. I'd like to go work in one of the supermarkets and teach them about merchandising. That's what I'd like to do. So yeah, any revenue that I earn from you guys watching videos, particularly with ads, ad revenue from videos goes towards the channel. There is a link in the description of videos to Amazon. So if anyone does buy anything from Amazon from that link, it goes to a page that I've set up. It doesn't affect whatever you pay for something, how you get it delivered, nothing. But it's essentially like a cookie, which is a link back to my Amazon account that it pays a small commission to me. I don't in a way earn any kind of lots of money from it. But if anyone does happen to shop on Amazon, certainly look for that, I guess. Westerners officially defecting to Russia. Westerners defecting to Russia. Renouncing their citizenship, or have you personally met anyone who has defected from the West? No, I've met definitely plenty of Westerners that live here. Mostly British people, Australian people. They've not defected here. They've come here. A lot of the people that I met have lived here a lot of years. They enjoy living here. They love living here. They love Russia. I don't know, no one recently that I've met who's just come here, and the whole denouncing their past citizenship. I mean, I don't know anybody that's in that situation. So, studio apartment, $2,000 a month. Wow, that's a lot. Petrol here in the Bay Area is $4.69 a gallon. Yeah, it's about 50 or so rubles a liter, depending on which one you put in. So less than $1 a liter. So I guess it's still cheaper than, was it nearly 4 liters in a gallon? So I guess it's still cheaper than America if you want to compare it. Sanction Home 11, a video about a Russian car. Oh, you guys should all check that out. Should lose for the earthquake kill here in California. Yeah, do you guys, Bebel, do you ever have that? Isn't there like the big one meant to come at some point, the big earthquake, or the, I don't know what they call it, the big one, I think, right? There's that 10 or 20 year thing that's come around that they say there's going to be an earthquake at some point. Russell, you're about 100 subs away from 10,000. I know that there are 100 people watching your videos who haven't subscribed yet. Ask them to, Dark Brother, yes. Let me pull that up. Now my mouse decided to not work. I guess I can just do it this way. So I'm not doing too many screens. Where is it? This happened when I did the live stream the other day. The mouse, the exact minute I wanted to use the mouse, it's done the same thing. And I changed the battery. I did everything that I needed to do. And for some reason, my mouse decided to play up on me. Let's just do this. Oops. All right, let's see what we're on. Oh, we're still a way away. Share screen. All right. What are we on? Let's put me in the, we need me bigger. And that's smaller. Yes. So we're 106 people away from reaching 10,000 subscribers. Yes. See, my mouse is fine now. As soon as I don't do anything, it's fine. Faith just did, I guess maybe you put a thumbs up or a maybe comment. I didn't put subscriber only mode on today. I had that on when we did the other live stream, but I didn't put it on today. Oh, Kerr lives in Scotland. I've been on a cruise ship to Scotland, but I never got off the ship that day. We did a London to New York cruise, the transatlantic. And that day of the cruise, I couldn't get off the ship that day. We were docked in port, and I didn't get off. Sure Pencil the artist. Hello, Sure Pencil. That's an interesting channel name. I wonder if you've got a channel about pencil art. I'm sure you do. Hello from Arizona, Claudius. Hello, everybody. There's so many new people today. Thank you for coming and watching the live streaming and chatting about the electricity. And oh, you live in, oh, right. Okay. I'm in Arizona as well. Oh, BC. Everybody's everywhere. I love YouTube for the fact that everybody's everywhere in the world and we can all be one. Okay, it's hard to say the word we can be one happy family, but working on cruise ships, that was such a big part of ship life, was talking about the Carnival family. I was on Carnival Cruise Line, Carnival family, and that we're all family. And it was almost driven into you too much that, you know, I mean, we're all one community where on the ship, it was about 50 countries of employees. Over on the ship I was on was 1,400 crew members on Carnival Horizon. So a sighting of my better half, Feral. Yes. Yeah, she kind of popped in. She made food before I went live and then went in the other room and came back a couple of times. 109 in Death Valley. Wow. That's hot. We occasionally in Perth get that kind of weather, but it's like a day or two. But in Perth particularly, it's not ever that warm. Keep your head in the sand. Oh, how do I feel about Bald and Bankrupt? From Russia's territory, he was one of Russia's biggest promoters in the world. They really like to in their foot. Yes. How do I feel? I think it's a very bad, in terms of YouTube, I guess I'm going to call it that. It's a bad thing in terms of, you know what I mean, what he does and the videos he's made over the years. If anyone's followed him for quite a lot of years, he's done a lot of videos in, you know, Russia and different CIS countries. He was in India. He went to Cuba. Remember, he brought the cat back, I think was from Cuba. He brought the cat in his luggage. Yeah, I think it's crazy. I mean, he did try to go into Ukraine a couple of months ago and he couldn't cross. Was he crossing from Poland or I don't know which country he was crossing on the train in, and they refused him. And then I guess they asked him to leave, is what he said at the end of his video. There is a video on another channel. If anyone wants to look up, oh my gosh, what's the name of the channel? Sorry, I'm just going to look up the name of the channel. Oh, Sam's Russian Adventures. Dark Brother. If you want to look up Sam's Russian Adventures, there is a video on there about the interview that he did, like I guess the interrogation interview, where he was basically questioned about his reasons that he's in Russia and asking about his channel and stuff. In terms of YouTube, I think it's a bad thing. You mean, you know, for him to be, you know, randomly pulled off the street and then told to leave. I mean, he wasn't deported. He was essentially just asked to leave within a certain time frame. So I think we're losing subscribers. Did I just see that go down then? Was it 106 we're on? Is someone unsubscribing? Maybe someone's unsubscribing. Yeah, I think it's a bad thing, really. I mean, you know, that's about it. Started knitting socks to be ready for winter and to exchange for gas lighters, firewood, and toilet paper, Alex. Is it going to come to that? I hope not. Tomorrow, the central heating will be turned on because of the cold weather in Murmansk. Is it warmer in Moscow? Yeah, I think my wife said that we're not going to get our central heating on until next month. So basically, we're going to go through September now, as is. And then whatever week in October, they'll switch ours on in our apartment. It's right now 11 Celsius for 9 o'clock at night. It has cooled down a lot from the previous few weeks. So we've gone from 30 plus Celsius weather in the day to 20 degrees weather. And then at nighttime, 4, 6, 8 Celsius. So how much is the new apartment? The new apartment is 9. Oh, should we pull it up? You guys want to see the new apartment? Well, it's not a new apartment yet. It's an apartment that we're interested in buying. Real estate. It's guess it's about 200 or so thousand. I don't know the exact exchange rate. Is the internet going to not be nice to me today? Oh, you see what's happening? It's deciding to not be. My internet's frozen, Skya. So I guess I can't pull it up. I'll have to do it in another video and talk about it. It wants to open, but it doesn't want to open on the map. Oh, there it is. It's just there in one of the ads. That's how much they know that I'm searching. It's just there. No, that's not it. That's another one. That's not the one. Sorry. That fridge looks like the one, though. I guess it's not going to show it to me. That's the one in the same building, but that's not the one. That's the one on the, that's 11 million. Is the other one there? Come on. Sorry, everyone. We're kind of distracted here, aren't we? I'm going to not be able to pull it up for some reason. On the map. Some temporarily unavailable. There we go. Of course. All right. We'll have to do another video about it or talk about it on another video. 107 people away from 10,000. Wow. 102 Fahrenheit here at my house. Claudia Maximus. Draconis Maximus. Wow, that's crazy. New to your channel. Is your wife Russian? Yes, Ice Bear. She is. Yeah, she's from Ufa, which is Baskyria or Bashkortostan. But she's lived in Moscow since she was a teenager. Basically, she moved here for after school, for more job prospects. Hello, friends. Kurt from Florida. Oh, Kurt, how's it going? Good to see you. You got your photo sideways in your emoji there. Smash that like button. Thank you, Leo. Yes, I don't have it up on the screen now how many likes we have. Did you and your wife attend Gorbachev's funeral, Russell? No, I didn't. I know about it was today. Was it today? I know the place and the monastery or the cemetery where he was buried. I wonder if there's I don't think it would make a great video personally, but in terms of, you know, it being interesting, like I make things happy and smiley, to go there to his cemetery or his grave, but I definitely know the place where it is. But it's really not covered. I mean, on the online news, on the social media that I follow, it wasn't really shown here. Like I think it's been shown in the West, if that makes sense. From Tumin. Tumin is in touch. Oh, Ozia. Tumin. My our friend here in Prelivka, is all her family is from Tumin, and she keeps inviting us to go there, and we haven't been. Every time that she goes there and she has like some sort of a party, birthday, whatever, anniversary, she wants us to come to Tumin. I, for one, do not mind paying more for utilities and everyday items at the cost of freedom. Interesting. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, I agree with that in terms of what you're saying. I guess it's kind of what immediately affects your life or lifestyle, I guess. I, for one, do not. Okay, so yeah. What's going on with my mouse now? I'm going to take away the screen here because we're not going to gain I'd love to gain 106 subscribers. Happen, I would say. I'd say it's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 days, based on my average gain of subscribers. It's weird. I think my mouse is. Oh, it's bothering me now because it works perfectly fine on the computer. When I go to drag it to the other screen. Russia circus still in the works. Me going to the circus? I guess so. It's on the list of things I want to do and see. There is a couple of circuses in Moscow. Like I think 2 or 3 main ones, I think. I know definitely 2 of them that I could go to. Good evening. I pray for your safe. Stay safe. Thank you. Purvis, how's it going? Long time no see. Which other Russian YouTubers did you meet so far? Will you make a collaboration video, Max? Yeah, I've met Konstantin from Inside Russia. And then I've met Real Moscow Projects is the name of the channel. Her and her fiance, we've been out a few times. We went to I made the video at the Lada car meet that we went to. The other times we've been out, we didn't film. We've been out, I think, 3 or 4 times. We get on really well. We're planning to go to the Ferris wheel in Moscow. There's a Ferris wheel that they're building at Vedenha, where I did the live stream from. And the 3 of us are going to go to the opening of that when it happens. We're still waiting for when it's going to open, but we're going to make a video there. I don't know, together, or she'll make hers and I'll make mine. From Kazakh. Wow, there's people from everywhere in CIS countries. Hello from Kazan, Tatarstan. We moved from Melbourne to Russia 3 months ago. In Tatarstan. You're in Kazan, Tatarstan. Wow, that's crazy. I did set up a group. If you want to look my email address up on the description, I've made a little Telegram group. There's only 3 of us in it, which is Australians living in Russia Telegram group. And you're very welcome to send me an email, and I'll send you the Telegram link to that if you'd like to. I don't know. Yeah, Dark Brother asked Kelson to give you a shout out to get you over the 100K, 10K subs. Yes, that's my plan. He was going to do it. So I guess maybe one day this week he will. I'll have to just remind him again in another message. I didn't chat to him today. Machan, since we see you, kitchen, please share what you make at home in your kitchen. Olivia salad you mentioned. What else? I cook pork. A lot of just normal Western things, not so much Russian foods. My wife makes plof, which is kind of like I'm going to call it like a dirty rice. If anyone's has like a rice dishes, it's like a dirty rice. Plof. My wife makes pasta a lot. We like pasta. We make a lot of normal things. Potatoes, vegetables. Ziggy, how is it possible to be always as positive as you? Yeah, that's the thing. I think it kind of hurts my channel in a way because I'm always happy and smiling. And this is the thing with working on cruise ships. I mean, there's a lot of interaction with people. There's 3,000-4,000 people on a cruise ship every day. You know what I mean? And you have so much interaction with people in corridors, in the job, like in the shops where I worked, getting on and off the ship. And I think that's just the nature that I've kind of built up over the years. I mean, when I was working at the supermarkets back in Australia, like people were shocked, like why I'm so happy with helping people and showing them things in the shop. The company I work for was a third-party company of the supermarket. So officially, we didn't have to help a customer if they asked for something. We could say, we don't work for the supermarket. You can ask at the front counter for help. But I would happily show them something where it is, what aisle it's in, or go down this aisle, look on the left or the right. And the staff were always like, why are you doing that? You don't have to, but that's just the way I am, right? It doesn't help the channel, I don't think, being so nice, but I think I need to be more like everything is bad. You know what I mean? My Coca-Cola's run out. Oh, very tasty. This is very tasty, by the way. It's definitely, well, can I say it's better than Fanta? I mean, that's tough. It's more Mandarin orange than it is orange, if that makes sense. Russell, we all have our points of view depending on where we are from, but it is good that we can disagree sometimes without resorting to the cancel culture technique. Right, Dark Brother. Yes, very true. Right, we all have our opinions. We all have our thoughts and beliefs, and what we think is right or wrong. I mean, it's like back home in Australia. I mean, we all disagree with the politicians, what they do, but that's all we have, right? We can vote them out. We can vote someone new in. Is it better now we've got a new prime minister in Australia? Is it better we've got the same premier, but people want to get rid of him? He was like 70-80% popularity, the current one in Perth in Western Australia. So, where are we? What do you think about 70,000 people protesting in Prague? Some people say it's all made by Russian politics. I guess I did see a picture of that on the news here, or the news that I watch. My mouse is stopped again. Come on, crazy mouse. I've got spare batteries here, but maybe it was the mouse. That's my spare mouse. Yeah, I did see that. I mean, I think a lot of people, like, these protests are against the local governments, and because of the fact that the cost of living is going up, and it's directly affecting them now, even though what's happening is in other countries, right? So, I mean, I don't think people are going to protest in Australia about the price of milk going up because of the effect of what's happening here in Russia, right? I mean, this is what's happening with America. If you guys from the US, I mean, I think Biden is the one that said this, it's like the Putin effect, everything that's happened. But I mean, at what, percentage can you say that is the effect of, whatever thing has changed, so. Do I receive news outside of Russia? Yes, absolutely do. Yes, I've got VPN on my computer. Absolutely can. I'm just going to switch back my screen so I'm not losing anything here. Sorry, excuse me for 10 seconds or 2 seconds. There it goes. Analytics. Close. Top chat. There's top chat and live chat. You guys know that, right? If anyone doesn't use it very often, always go to live chat. I think it is, not top chat. Did you receive any? Yeah. So yeah, BC. Yeah, plenty. I can watch any. I really don't put Russian television on in our other room here. We've got a TV in our bedroom. So I don't watch any local news. I do read online local news because when I put it on my computer screen here, it translates it from Russian to English. But the news tends to be pooled, so it's grabbing news stories from a lot of different news sites. You know what I mean? So yeah, we definitely see. I can watch Australian news live now. I could put CNN on live. I could put Sky News on live from England. With a VPN, you can see anything from around the world. I mean, actually, the Formula One I watched today was the Sky Sports F Formula One, the live feed with British commentary. So everything is very available to me here. No, thank you for leaving a message. Yes. Yeah, okay, Kurt. So this girl I've sent messages to, I don't know what she's doing with replying to you. So, naturally he does. He's from Australia. He's always with family and friends. Yeah, right. This is kind of interesting. Yeah, Bald and Bankrupt is kind of disrespectful, making fun of locals and everything must be Soviet. He also shows things in a very unappealing way, not only in Russia. Yeah, I guess, when you watch him in very, remote places and faraway cities from Moscow, and I mean, he doesn't film anything in Moscow or St. Petersburg. He did at Vdnha, the park. So, I mean, is it disrespectful? I guess to a point it is, that he's showing, older looking towns that aren't, maybe repaired or fixed or improved and things like that. I mean, it's definitely a way that you can film things not to show the bad side of cities and towns. I mean, he speaks fluent Russian. I don't know if he can write it, but he can definitely speak it. That video that I watched with this interview on, again, oh my gosh, Sam's Russian Adventures channel, Sam's Russian Adventures. I keep wanting to say Alex. It's Sam. I'm reading your name, Alex. I mean, he's having a conversation in Russian. So the fact that he speaks the language, he understands from 20, 30 years he's been in Russia on and off. So yeah, I guess to a point, maybe he's not the person that you see on camera in real life. I hope he is. Hope behind the camera he's the same person. You know what I mean? And that's exactly who you're meeting when you meet him. So. Is there a military park in Moscow? Yeah, there's a few of them. Yes, there's Park Pobede or Victory Park, which is in the center of Moscow. That's got basically like a huge monument, and then there's a military museum. Actually, if I look out my window here, way off in the distance, there's Patriot Park, Park Patriot, which is not too far from where I live. It's quite a fair way away, but I can actually see one of the light towers, very small off in the distance, which I went to with my wife. I didn't film there at all because I just didn't want to bring the camera out. And it's tough kind of wanting to film that kind of thing now because it's like I'm showing things, and I didn't want to post photos. I took photos next to, different military objects, but I didn't post any of them or share them anywhere. But yeah, there's plenty of them. There's a few of them. There's a tank museum not far from here called Kubinka Tank Museum, which I went to a few years ago. Yeah, Gorby is the West hero for obvious reasons. Russia didn't care much. Yeah, I think that seems to be the kind of the thing that I've noticed. I mean, even talking to Gleb the other day and talking to him off camera, it's kind of like a very mixed kind of reaction. Well, this is interesting. According to Google, Russia has only 32 zoos, while US has over 2,400. Another example of how highly evolved Russian society is compared to the US, who loves to imprison and gawk at superior species. Feral human. Yeah, I guess there's probably, there's the Moscow Zoo here. I've not been to it. My friend from New Zealand, who's here still, he went there. Actually, we met his wife and daughter outside the zoo, and she was going for an appointment. But I've never been to the zoo here. Yeah, there's no really attraction for us to go to a zoo, I don't think. I mean, predominantly the animals are going to be animals not from Russia, right? So I guess Russian might want to go see an elephant or a giraffe or a zebra or something. But I don't think there's really love to go see animals in a zoo here. Oh, Macedonians. Oh, no worries. Macedonians. Nice. I have lots of friends on the cruise ships from former Yugoslavian countries, I guess. It's hard to always be correct with what you say. A lot of brates and I don't know the word. I won't say now. Do you know the Australian family living in southern Siberia? Alex, I don't know them personally. I think you're talking about Russian Backyard Russia channel. I think it is. That's the same one. I have sent a message. No replies from them. I have emailed them. No replies from them. So yeah, if it's the same family where it's like a couple of brothers and wives and mother and father, their last video is about them getting their visa. Do I miss Australia? My wife asks this as well, not just you guys. I don't miss like the whole country. You know what I mean? Do I miss everything about Australia? Look, I can watch Australian sport on TV here. I can watch Australian TV shows. I can essentially immerse myself in being there without being there. I mean, I miss home cooking, like going to my mum and dad's place for a roast on a Sunday. I miss talking to my mum or dad. Actually, I chatted to my dad today because it's Father's Day in Australia. They went out for lunch. They went to a Chinese restaurant for lunch for Father's Day. So I miss things like that, like little silly things that are not really the things you think you miss. Maybe like yesterday, Saturday was the live final for the football in Perth. I would have got a ticket to go to that if I could have. I watched it on TV here instead. Nothing wrong with people about economic hardships. The world is a race to the bottom. We'll see who will be hit in the next few years. Interesting. Thank you, Dark Brother, Christine. Hello from Vancouver. Oh, nice place, Tiamat. I've been to Vancouver. I've sailed to Victoria, Canada. Beautiful place. If anyone wants to know a nice place in Canada, Victoria, Canada. I've done the cruises to Alaska out of Vancouver and Seattle. Pretty much a lot of the ships sail out of Seattle. I've joined your Telegram group. You're always very helpful when it comes to the Russian society. Lived in Melbourne for 7 years. Bit of lost here, but we like it. Yeah, definitely send me an email, and I'll send you the link to the Telegram. This Australians in Russia Telegram group. There's only 3 of us in the group. I really want to find more Australians living here. And the Traveling with Russell Telegram one, I guess I just post photos and things like that, and I type things every now and again. So it's not really that personal, but what VPN do you recommend? I don't really recommend one. The one I use on my computer here, I don't even know what the name is. I don't have it even open right now because it needs to be 2. The one that's an extension on Chrome. What's it even called? I don't even know what it's even called. Honestly, I don't know the name of it. So I can't really recommend any. I'm sorry. I'm not very good at recommending things that I should. They're free VPNs that work, and that's all. So, aliens from Mars. Talking about zoos, the last human zoo existed in France. Bomboulia Village. You should give us a tour of Moscow Zoo. I would be interested in seeing how it is designed compared to the medieval dungeons of many US zoos. Greetings from Belgrade. Oh, Kakasi, brate. Alexander, I think is that lady in the photograph? It's a very, very tiny icon. I'm sorry. Kakasi. Steiermer, Kakasi. Can you buy VB beers in Moscow? How much is 1 can or bottle? Dark Brother, I've never seen Australian beer for sale here. I've seen Bundaberg ginger beer, which is the bottled soft drink, I guess. Beer is incredibly cheap here. You can get a can of beer, bottle of beer for under $1 a can or $1 a bottle in any supermarket, liquor store, corner store, convenience store. Anywhere from less than $1, 60 rubles if it's US dollars. So 50 rubles to about 70 rubles. And then, you can get boutique beers. You can get craft beers that are $2 or $3 a can, but most beer is about $1 a can for beers. Alien from Mars, it's all good. Yes, sorry. And then actually the one on my phone stopped working for about a month, and I used this crazy one I didn't like. And I've re-downloaded the old one, and that one works. Is that one got a name? I don't know if that's even got a name, has it? VPN. The one on my phone is vpn.lat. VPN lat. It just lets me connect to VPN, and it's free, and it lets. I don't really use it on my phone. I used to be on Facebook a lot more. Since all this not working, I've essentially hardly used Facebook. I use probably things like Facebook. I never really used Instagram at all. Telegram and WhatsApp is what I use on my phone for chatting. So No Victorian beers. VB, no. Victorian bitters, no, in Moscow. I've never seen it. I don't think I've even seen any Australian beer in Moscow, come to think of it. I mean, especially in supermarkets and liquor stores where I would look at, all the brands. I really just notice things like Corona, Heineken, normal traditional Western beers. Australia is probably not famous nearly enough to have Australian products in the beer section, So, Galaxy, how's it going? Good to see you. Sorry. Again, I'm looking down at the chat in this lower corner here, so please excuse me if I'm not looking at the screen as directly as I could. Not even Foster's. No Foster's either. I can't pull that chat up. I'm sorry. Not even Foster's. Yes, no Foster's. Yeah, I guess you can get Foster's more readily in America than you can anywhere else. So that most of the supermarkets have beer on tap. Yeah, I had that in one of my videos. I think I've shown it a couple of times in the videos. The one video I made about the differences, Russian supermarkets are different. And yeah, they've got a beer on tap section. They actually have here. The reason it's not a big deal in the supermarket is you can go to like little beer shops here. So they've got like a small business where you walk in and it's essentially just a wall of taps, beer taps. And then there's pictures or there's diagrams of what beer you want. And so you say, I want number 26 or number 3, like you're ordering Chinese. And they'll basically tap you a bottle. It's usually a plastic bottle, like a Coke or Pepsi bottle. And that's how you'd buy the beer, in a liter or 2 liter bottles. And they just basically put a cap on it and take it home and drink it. And it's the one I went to in the town here at the train station. Actually, I went with Glebe because Glebe went to buy some beers from there. And the guy walked me in the back and let me see the tap room at the back, with all the kegs and the CO2 cylinders. And I'm pretty sure that's in Europe, in other places. It's not just a Russia thing, but yeah, I guess for the supermarket, it's just an economical way of selling keg beers or beer on tap, right? The guy is there if you want him to literally pour you one as you're buying it, but most of them are basically made and tapped and then just put in the fridge. So people are literally grabbing them out of the fridge already prepared. The guy puts the label on it, literally on the container of the one that he's tapping up right there. So bottle it yourself. Yeah, you could make beer yourself here. I mean, I've seen one very, very... when I went to the electronics supermarket, Gabushka, the guy on on the 3rd level in the corner, crazy. The guy actually had a like a beer, like a, I don't even know what you call it, where you buy all the products to make homebrew, where you'd make homebrew. And he also even had the things to make alcohol or vodka or spirit or whiskey or whatever, like a still. The guy even sold stills, if that makes sense in English. You know what a still is? Yes. Oh, he's planning a mall run. Did he mention it? Yes. Well, I know he's back in Moscow, and we're definitely going to have to make a video together. So I know he wants to make another video because we've talked about it forever and ever and ever. So, well, that's cool that he's talking about it, I guess. It'll be neat. And I know we just need to get together and just chat and hang out and talk some English, I guess. I don't know. What do you want to call it? I'm just more curious about him how it is living in Rostov versus living in Moscow. I guess the traffic's a big difference for him, the amount of driving he would be doing in Moscow to go to and from work, wherever he has to travel around to. Now, he's closer to Moscow than where I live, so he'd have more, effect of that, so. You do know Sanctions, that will be the big one. You know that Sanctions, that will be the big one, don't you? And then you've got ball bearings. Is that going to be an effect on Russia? I'm pretty sure they have a lot of steel here and they have manufacturing. Ball bearings. I'm not sure. Do you like kvass? I don't really like kvass. No. I tend to have it when I go to friends' house because they have it on the table there when we have like a food spread out. I don't like it like the Russians tend to. You see everybody, especially while it was summer and warm weather now. Literally, people will go into the store, grab a bottle of kvass, and just drink it. Yeah, I don't personally like it. I can't enjoy it. It's like not enjoying some types of beers. You know what I mean? It's not enjoyable. I can drink it, but it's not a happy experience afterwards. I'm not Russian enough, you know? Do they have Aussie wines? Yes, Dark Brother. Definitely Australian wines. Definitely New Zealand wines. I am trying to meet up with my New Zealand friend again. He's very busy while he's here with his wife and kids, and he's with his family, his wife's parents. So I do want to kind of maybe do some sort of a walk in a supermarket or a store with him and see if we can find some New Zealand products. Particularly, I know there's a lot of wines in the stores, so I'll have to take him to somewhere to see New Zealand wines. iTap is a Russian product, but it is natural that Russians would be the first to have it in stores. We also have it in supermarkets, 10 places in Denmark. Is that maybe like a brand or a type of way that they do the beer tapping, I guess? I'm not sure. Okay, yeah. So what's the pet policy for apartment buildings in Russia? Do most buildings allow you to have pets? Does it matter if you rent or own the unit? In USA, many buildings prohibit pets. I know for our apartment here, I don't think it's a problem if we ask the guy we're renting from, could we have a cat or a dog? Literally every other person in this building has a pet. When I went to the shop and back earlier on, everyone was walking their dog. Literally, like it's like late evenings, people walking their dog here. You know what I mean? It's still light, still reasonably late here. So I would say there's probably no places where they have an anti-dog or cat policy. I guess if you're renting somewhere, it would be down to the owner's rule about it. You know what I mean? Especially maybe for cleaning the apartment if you were to move out. I'm pretty sure for the guy that we rent off here, we can just ask, can we have a pet? And it wouldn't be a problem. I know even people next door, but one, they've got cats because I've seen them come out their door when they've opened their door. Yes, glebe, not glebe. I'm still going to say it wrong. I'm sorry, Nelly. I know I'm messing it up every time I say it. And he corrected me on it. And he's never said anything to that day until when we did the video. All the time that I've known him and hung out with him and spent time with him, and he's never corrected me. Oh, Lacey, how's it going? Good to see you live in the live stream. Micro home brewing is very popular. Equipment is sold online. Yes. Yeah, I know my brother-in-law was sort of my uncle in Australia was doing it at home for sure. My brother-in-law was getting beer kegged at a home brewing place where they do it for you, and then they put it in a keg and you can have a tap at your house. The thing about the distillery, Christine, I'm not sure about the thing about the distillery in Russia. The guy selling it in a public shop would assume that it's legal, but I'm not sure. I guess it's for home use or personal use, personal consumption. I'm sure it's not legal to make it and sell it and things like that. So 30% of all train cars are out of service. I don't think so. Pretty much all the trains are made in Russia and all the parts are from inside Russia. I'm not sure about that as a truth. I don't think that's true, but definitely there's trains running on every train line here. Susie, what restaurants do you and your wife like? Are there any pubs in your town? There isn't. We like sushi. In the town where we live here, so we're about 40 kilometers from Moscow. So we literally have one restaurant called Beer and Fire Cafe. That's at the shopping center at the train station on the second level. And it's a sit-down restaurant, and it has menu and everything. There's a cafe at the sports complex, which is we go there and have sushi. We go there and have, I think we've only ever had sushi soup that I've been there. And that's it. That's for the whole town. There is a KFC and there is a Burger King. The Burger King only opened this year when they extended the shopping center a little bit. The KFC has been always ever here. So we'd have to really go to Moscow if we want to go to a restaurant, if you like. We do like Chinese food, Thai food. I like Georgian food, kinkale, which is like the big, looks like big dumplings, pastry with meat. Yeah, Georgian food I like. I've been lucky. All the Sauvignon Blancs I've tried from New Zealand have been dry and delicious. Must be something in their soil. Yes, and the colder water, colder air, southern geography of the country. What is the local news chatter about gas shortages in the? I guess I don't know about local news and chatter. I mean, it does talk about on the Russian. I guess if I look at the websites for news, it does talk about the price going up and how a lot of European cities are going to struggle in wintertime now, and the price of gas and electricity, and I guess talks about gas predominantly, and heating costs are going to go up. Definitely it's in the news here. It talks about it because it's basically more of like an international news that I read from Russian websites, news websites. So yeah, it's definitely mentioned in the news here. I mean, that I see. I don't watch television news, but online news and social media news. Farrell, sorry. I'm going to say Frank. Thanks for the answers, Russell. It looks like to me that in just about every standard of measurement, Russian society and culture, as well as the quality of life in general, is far superior to US. Yeah, I guess that's, it's down to the quality of life that you want to live by. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of things to impress me and make me happy, if that's the right word. I mean, I don't need a lot of things. My wife will say this a lot. You know what I mean? Why are you always happy? Why are you always smiling? She laughs at me for this. You know what I mean? I don't need a lot of things to make me happy. I mean, the price of something, I can't do nothing to change that, right? If it costs this or costs that, it does. I mean, I'm fortunate that I'm not very, I don't want brand things and label things and names of things and fancy things. I can live normally and be happy. So it's normal it's okay to cook. Okay, it's okay to cook alcohol for personal use, or I guess distill it for personal use. Yeah, I'd figure it would be based on the fact that they have them at that store that I went to. I don't think I put it in the video. It might be in there briefly in the video at the Garbushka, which is Russia's largest electronics store. There's a video on the channel where I might have had it towards the end of the video because I kind of went up by levels. It was like 3 or 4 level department store, only electronics. Skull Paw, Peter. Hello, Russ. Yes, thank you. Pretty much my mum is the only person that calls me Russ, and my sister, I guess, and brother-in-law and all sorts of things. It's kind of weird. Everyone says Russell because that's my name, right? But my family calls me Russ. So thank you. Less than 1 week till you reach 100K. Yes, I think in the next couple of days. Should we check again what it is? Let me click away. Maybe it's not a good idea to do that because you kind of... let's see what it's on. Thanks, everybody, for the thumbs ups. Thanks for any super chats or super stickers. It's very appreciated. It goes a long way to helping the channel along. especially when I don't put out as many videos. Oh, 98, 97 is what we're on, I think. Let me just click again. It might have gone up by one. Yep, it's still on 98, 97. Yes. 99. So we're 103 away. 103 away. Yeah, so pretty much in the next couple of days, it should be based on the averages of the channel, which is between about 30 and 50 subscribers a day. I'm not going to make that a secret that it's that many, but it is. It's give or take that much. So I prefer a glass of extra dry Sauvignon Blanc while eating sushi than sake. Yeah, I don't really like sake. I watched a guy today drinking some out of like a wooden. It looked like a wooden box to me. He was drinking it very awkwardly out of a wooden box. And it's like just alcohol. It's not really something I enjoy, but he was making a big thing about it. Regarding the comment about freedom from one of your subscribers, we were locked on and off down in Melbourne for 2 years, still suffering PTSD from it. Yes. I can't pronounce your first name. Lupka? Yeah, you guys, I think Melbourne had it just the worst of all of Australia, the lockdowns that, damn the man. Dan is your prime minister. He's your premier. Yeah, we were lucky in WA. I mean, essentially the borders were closed in WA, the borders, the airports, everything. But inside Western Australia, we weren't locked down. So we were very lucky. That was pretty much the whole time my wife and I were there last year and the year before. So evening. Oh, Faceless Chef. How's it going? Faceless Chef UK. Yes, if anyone wants to go see some cooking ideas, check out Faceless Chef's YouTube channel. He's very nice. I know him from chatting to him and talking about YouTube with each other. So, wine talk. Yes, love red wine. Chateau Neuve de Pape is my favorite. I don't know these names of wines. That's really out of my wheelhouse completely. Basically, on the cruise ships, the alcohol I was selling was basically the spirits. So anything that would be things like vodka, rum, gin, whiskey, tequilas. Neuf, not Neuf. Maybe that's a children's wine. Neuf de Pape, Neuf de Pope. Yeah, we were selling Macallan on the cruise ships. I guess you're talking about single malts. Yeah, Macallan was pretty much probably the biggest selling single malt we had. And pretty much we had a lot of Canadian. Crown Royal is Canadian whiskey. Okay, Johnny Walker's, they don't really make malts. They've got blends, but it's very, very, very niche for Americans. Sorry, everybody from America, what they were buying. We sold a ton of rum, vodka, tequila, probably more than single malts. So, does your wife call you Rushka in a Russian manner? No, she calls me Cherry Pucker. Cherry Pucker is turtle. That's and I call her Koalishka. It's not really the name for a koala, but Koalishka. I call her koala, and she calls me turtle. So, because I'm like when I'm swimming in the water or the beach or the pool, I look like, because I just swim around very slowly, I look like a turtle. So Cherry Pucker. That's the Russian name, Cherry Pashka, for turtle in Russian. So how much was the markup on the Blue Label on the cruise ships? I don't know. We never saw cost prices on the prices of the alcohol that we were buying and selling. The fact that we were Louis Vuitton, LVMH, I mean, the amount of product we would buy, we could almost basically buy the distilleries. The amount we would sell and distribute across 100 ships around the world. It was about, we were doing at the time, this is 2 years ago now, 2 for $3.10. So it was $155 a bottle for Blue Label, for a $7.50 Blue Label. So we didn't sell enough Blue Label because people always carried on. Oh, it's cheaper at home. I can buy it cheaper at Total Wine and Spirits. I can buy it cheaper at whatever my liquor store is. I'm okay. I can't argue with you about that. Buy something that you can't buy at home. Buy rums from the Caribbean. Buy tequilas from Mexico. That was my big thing to try to get people away from thinking about the prices where they live for the price of alcohol. I've been reviewing some of your videos and they are good. Thanks for your account. And I haven't tried any of the recipes yet, but we'll soon. Oh, there you go. Oh, Bebel has been watching Faceless Chef's videos. Nice. Accountant Bebel. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but maybe it's like a auto spelling mistake. Russell would Ruzik would be more accurate and faster to pronounce. Yeah, it's just Cheripashka or Cheripaka. And then when I'm in trouble, it's Russell, full name. So the Russian nickname goes out the window when I'm in trouble or I've done something wrong or anything like that. So yeah, 155 is about the same price as Shaw. Yeah, that's the thing with Blue Label. There's a very small margin on Blue Label, like really small. The idea is what I was pushing my company to do on the cruise ships was to have the 1 liter Blue Labels, not the 750 Blue Labels, which is the standard liquor store size. And I was pushing them to get, obscure sizes of products. We had a lot of the 3 liter bottles, the Jeroboams, the Jack Daniels on the Cradle. There's Johnny Walkers like that as well. There's a big Bacardi. And to sell travel exclusive products. And that was the big push for us, to take people's mindset away from the bottle they can go and get in their car and drive to the store and buy. So I mean, even like Blue Label, there's a lot of other derivatives of Blue Label that you could get, not just the standard classic bottle. But the cruise ships we never carried them because the buyers didn't understand that part, even though I sat down with them at length and talked about it. So I love your content on your YouTube channel. There you go. You should be Ruslik. Oh, thanks. I'll have to ask my name. I think it's Ruslan or Ruslan is the Russian Russell. Ruslan. And then the lady's name is Ruslana. So, has anybody, by the way, watched Ted Lasso? I'm watching Ted Lasso at the moment. I wonder if anybody even knows that show or not. I think it's an Apple Plus show. I guess you'd have to have Apple to watch it, right? I don't know if that's why most people don't know it, but I've downloaded the episodes, the 1st and 2nd season of Ted Lasso, and I'm on the middle of the 2nd season now. I kind of binge watched over the last week mostly. I watched most of it, so I like the 3rd season of For All Mankind. Wonder whether such situation will cancel the show. I don't know this show, All Mankind. I'll have to look that up. Oh, it's also an Apple show. Oh, there you go. I didn't know that one. Russell, if you're a turtle. Mishan T, how's it going, by the way? Yeah, Cherry Packer or Cherry Pashka. So, and then Koalishka, I think I just, like Skya, Skya. Everything is Skya here. So Sverskaya, Krabobkinskaya. There's a lot of Skyas on the names of things. So I just put that on the name of anything in Russian. It sounds Russian. So Ruslan, beautiful name. You should adopt it. Thank you, Rochelle. Yeah, I think I know for sure that's the name that's used outside of Russia as a Russell. So Ruslan. Yeah, I should tell people that's my name really when I try and explain my name. Maya Zavut Russell. Maya Zavut Ruslan. How do you call Jen? Yeah, I just say Jen or Koala. That's pretty much it for the 2 names we have. So as watching on personal account now, Russell, as well as CUF UK. I'm not sure what that means. Sorry, Liam. How's it going, by the way? Good to see you. Thanks, everybody, for watching the live stream. We're going to go for about 15 more minutes, so we'll just exactly do the 2 hours like we normally do. I really hope everyone's had a good weekend. Saturday and Sunday, of course. Maybe some people work, maybe some people don't, maybe some people... I should have gone out today and made a video, but I didn't. Tomorrow, I have to go tomorrow because I've done so little in the last 2 days. Fictional US-Russian space race. Oh, there we go. For all mankind. I'll have to check this out now and see if I can get one episode to see if I like it or not. The same, I did that with Ted Lasso. You know, I got one episode, I really liked it. I kept watching the whole season, you know, so... The Faceless Chef UK. Oh, okay. Watching on person. Oh, Liam is your real name. Faceless Chef UK. Oh, there we go. You're watching on your personal account. Oh, so we got 2 people live. This is how everyone does it on VidIQ, right? That's why there's like 600 watching, but people are on 3 accounts, so they've got a chance of having their channel reviewed. No, I didn't know your first name, by the way. Honestly and truly, I didn't. Okay, yeah. Good to meet you, Liam. Sorry, I'm very sorry about that. It's weird like that when you watch on... We watch vidIQ, right? And people are known like by a screen name. So many, many, many years ago when ICQ... Was anyone using ICQ? Like the chat app or chat program back in the 2000s, I guess. And everyone had a screen name. Yeah, koalas are not as cuddly and nice as they might appear. Yes. When we were in Australia last year, I took my wife to a Australian native animal sanctuary. That wasn't a zoo. It was an animal sanctuary where they had mostly animals that were basically recovered or lost or whatever, injured. And they had a koala thing there where you could actually hold a koala. And it's the only one in Perth, I believe, that you can hold a koala. And we went there to go and do that. My wife, I've got a million photos of her holding this koala. So, yeah, they've got claws. They don't smell very good. Yeah, they're not. It is definitely a beauty thing when you see them, but when they're up close, they're not as... It's like that, right? Cute and cuddly. So... in Russia, Ruslan's for friends called as Ruzik. Oh, thank you. Ruzik. I'll have to check my wife now, which is the right name I should use. Oh, Alien from Mars. Thank you. Glad you found your channel. Love your content. Have a good evening. Thanks. Yeah. And again, thanks for the thumbs ups. Thanks. We got 88 likes. I wonder if we'll reach 100. I really want to do the live stream when we can reach 10,000, but I think it's going to happen in like the next 2 days. So, unless I plan to do one maybe in 2 days, would anybody want me to do more live streams? Like, we can maybe do it shorter and do it nightly. We could have like a 7-day live-a-thon. Is that what you call them? Live-a-thons? I don't know if that's the name. Russell, it is procrastinating watching you, or go mow the lawn. You're procrastinating. It is procrastinating watching you, or go mow the lawn. Sucks to be a frugal home owner. I really need a weekly gardener. Yeah. When we went to our friend's dacha quite a few months ago, she had an electric lawnmower, and I mowed the front and back of the whole dacha. And even I mowed the bit outside the fence, outside the street of the dacha as well. And I kind of got in trouble because I went and dumped the lawn clippings in there was an abandoned house across, like an abandoned lot of land, and I dumped all the lawn clippings in their bushland. And then our friend's mum got really upset with me for hiding all the lawn clippings. She's like, we've got to put it in a garbage bag. We've got to take it to the garbage. I'm like, it's okay. Just dump it in the bush because it's going to degrade, right? And go back into the soil. So, Yeah, I always had that idea of being a lawnmower man in Australia, but just doing it in summer with the heat. You know what I mean? You've really got to be disciplined to want to go and do it in, 35, 40 Celsius temperatures, heat. And do it on a regular daily basis, the lawn mowing. Russia can't make ball bearings for trains. They've tried. I don't know that galaxy, so I'll have to ask my neighbor about that. There's certain things I can ask my wife about and certain things I would ask other friends about. So ICQ still exists. Yeah, years and years and years ago, I'd use ICQ. Still do now and again. Yeah, I think the new one is what's the other one that they're Discord. Everyone uses Discord and Discord chat. I know that for YouTube it's always mentioned, but I just can't get into using it. Like the live chat of that. So far, your weekend's been good. Can you college football? College football has started in the US and professional football starts this week, and it is Labor Day weekend also. Yes, Father's Day in Australia here. Yeah, I saw at the end of the Formula One today that the Fox, what is it? Sky is the English channel that I was watching. They were showing there's going to be LA Rams. I don't know if it's Sunday or I think it's coming up the next weekend is the LA Rams game. One of them will be on Sky Sports. So I can actually get the channels to watch the American football. I watched it a lot on the cruise ships because it was on obviously the TV in the cabin or on the big screens on the ship. So I know in America it's a big deal. Saturdays is college and then Sunday is pro football, then Monday night football. I did use ICQ. Having a 5-digit ICQ number was considered to be lit. I had a 7-digit ICQ number. IRC, yes. ICQ and IRC, Internet Relay Chat, right. Jen is Ludmila. Yeah, her name is Yevgenia. Is her full name, Rochelle. So Yevgenia is her, Jen. We just go by Jen. So that was easy while we were in Australia too. That was the name that we kind of adopted to tell everybody. So do I enjoy living in Russia? Yes. And that's, I've always working on cruise ships and traveling on cruise ships. And then I think it was an easy transition for me to travel somewhere and live somewhere and be comfortable living somewhere. I mean, I'm not scared of the place. I'm not scared of going out the door and going somewhere. And I mean, I can go out for the day on my own. Jen can be here or not come out with me. So there's no fear about that, Everything is very livable here. I mean, and you can get on with life if you want to, you know what I mean? Or you can stay in the house all day and not go anywhere. NASA still can't launch its rocket. Yeah, I think it's cancelled again, right? I don't know. There was a thing about the cruise ships because they were warning all the people that were going on the same day as the shuttle launch that there'll be quite a lot of traffic around Port Canaveral and Cape Canaveral. So after burned $4 billion. Oh, I wonder if that's. Oh no, it's that. Oh right, the cost of the shuttle, I guess, and the program that they've got. Oh, Susie's off. Yes, we're going to be going in 6 minutes. So 6-minute countdowns. Thank you, Susie, for watching the live stream. Thanks for watching the other night as well. I remember you were in the chat there too. So hopefully another video in a couple of days' time. A new video on the channel. So hopefully we'll reach 10,000 subscribers in the next couple of days. Watch another video, I guess. Thank goodness for Elon Musk. Yes. He's I don't know what his is called, but I've seen the rockets. I've seen a couple of live streams when they did the rocket launch and recovery. So mowing the lawn sucks. Don't miss mowing the lawn or cleaning the pool at all. Yeah, I guess that's the thing with living in an apartment here. You get out of doing any kind of gardening in any form. So ICQ. Blim Jim, how's it going? I'm a participant in live streams on a very different subject. I watch a bit of this for a holiday. Oh, There you go. Yeah, I guess depending on what you're watching and doing, and yeah, I mean that's the thing with YouTube, right? It's so vast, and the niches that you can get involved in, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? Even the different varieties of videos that I watch, you know, it's not probably what the next person watches, right? I mean, when you ask people what do you watch, it's completely opposite to what I watch. So, oh, Tim G, you made it back to a live stream. Thank you. Yeah, it's I give a couple of hours notice, but normally Saturday nights, Sunday nights is usually the either night that I can do it. So you look like a World of Warcraft. Yeah, I don't play any games, Galaxy. I was playing. What's the game that I've got here? Have I even got it still on the computer? Oh, Airport CEO. That's the game I'm watching. I've been playing it. I'm trying to play it, but it's frustrating because it just sucks you in and just switches you off from everything because you can just play it and play it and play it. So yeah, no World of Warcraft. I'm not into any of the fantasy kind of stuff at all. So I grew up on my composting pile. Yeah, I think that's the thing with potatoes, right? They don't need a whole lot to grow. So, have you had any encounters with venomous snakes and spiders in Australia? Yeah, not really, no. We were living in an apartment when I was with my wife in Australia. My parents' house is relatively new. So if you're in a new build area where there's new houses, there's obviously less spiders and snakes. So where my uncle lives in Fremantle, which is the port city of Perth, he lives in a much older suburb and older houses and wood and asbestos kind of houses where I'm no doubt under his house and under, if you turn over something in his front or back garden, there'll be snakes and spiders all over the joint. So yeah, I don't really personally like them. So even when there's a spider in the house here coming in the window, we have the window open, particularly in summer. I've closed it now. But you know, all sorts of things flying in here. And I don't like it. Yeah, not Jen, but Yevgenia. Right. Sorry, yeah, just jumping back up here. Nelly goes well with Ruslan. Ludmila goes well with Ruslan. Yeah, it's Yevgenia and Ruslan, I guess. I keep asking my wife, does she want to change her last name to Yevgenia Otway? My name is Otway, right? I mean, I'm not going to hide that. I think it's somewhere in my email address anyway. So, and she doesn't want to change it. I guess ultimately we could do that. Actually, now she just got her new passport. It would be pretty much a problem to do that. We could change her name if she wanted to, but it's just too much documents that are on, you know, that would need to be changed after that. So we've just left it how it is. Airport CEO, sorry, not CEOs. Airport CEO, like Chief Executive Officer. Oh, thank you, Gary, for being live. Yeah, the time difference is a little bit awkward. Yeah, I'm going to head off in a few minutes, literally. So thank you for the super chat. It was very nice of you to put that on the live stream. And I think you've added a couple here and there sometimes on the videos. If anyone doesn't know, by the way, there is super chats that I can receive on the videos that we're doing here. And then when you watch a video, I don't know if you're aware now that there's an option to do super thanks. Super thanks. Actually, a couple of days ago, there was like two $10 ones on two videos on the same day. I normally read the comments once a day and reply to comments once a day, and people did super thanks. So yeah, thank you if you're watching live streams or not. But yeah, so for me, basically here in Russia, it's not affecting me receiving the money because it basically comes into my AdSense, which is the payment from the ad revenue of the channel. And then it goes into my Australian bank account. And then I have a Russian lady in Australia who has a business here in Russia. So we essentially switch money with each other. I send money to her bank account, Australia to Australia, and then she sends it Russia to Russia too. actually to my wife's bank account. I don't see the money, so about 99% of the money I don't see. It's all my wife's money, essentially. I think that's how it is in life, right? What is it? What's mine is what's yours is yours, and what's yours is mine. What's mine is mine. So, you speak fondly of your uncle's house asbestos. Yeah, it's a lot of older houses and even fences have some kind of asbestos construction. I mean, whether it's in a bad condition or good condition, it's still there. It's still it's not part of new builds housing now, but older houses for sure. Galaxy, thank you for the super sticker. $20. Thank you very much. That's very nice of you. It goes a long way for the channel, especially on days I don't put a new video out. It kind of makes up for days when I don't have big views of the channel. So that's super nice of you. Thank you for being you. Yes. Guess that's me in a mirror. We just talking about mirrors in the elevator when we go down from our apartment here. Every apartment in Russia has a mirror in the elevator, so you can check yourself, and particularly for the ladies. And the mirror in our second elevator, it's missing. And Gleb and we've made this joke together that we should put one up on the wall there. You can buy a cheap mirror here, like the glass one, and just stick it with double-sided tape and stick the mirror up, and then put a little sign on there saying, beautiful people, it's free. Ugly people, send 1 ruble to my SberBank card, right? So a lot of people send money to each other here by phone transfer, like bank to bank. So and my bank is called SberBank. And I want to put this little thing just as a bit of a joke, and he laughs about it because he thinks it's funny. If you're ugly and you're checking the mirror, send 1 ruble to this phone number. If you're beautiful, it's free. And he kind of laughs because he thinks that maybe some people will be offended, some people won't be. Will people see the funny side of it? Because everywhere you go, there's mirrors. And even when you go in the metro here or the train stations, there are mirrors on the walls. And you always catch the ladies and the girls checking themselves in the mirror as they go past onto the metro. So I'll have to stay here to log you off. Oh, thank you, Gary. We are going to wind up slowly. So thank you. Tell your Kiwi mate kia ora from me. Oh, thanks, Lacey. I will. I will say that to him. I'm hoping to meet up with him one day this week. He just needs to let me know his when he's free, or when because he's got of course he's got wife and he's got 2 small children. So it's kind of a bit of a handful for him just to kind of leave the house and leave his wife with the kids and things like that. So we've been out twice so far. Particularly, he wants to go out and see things. So when he's with his wife and 2 kids and 2 prams, it's very hard to go see Moscow. It's not very pram and wheelchair friendly, Moscow. So when I've been out with him twice, we've kind of hustled around a lot of places quickly that he wouldn't see even in half a day that I can go show him things. So Dark Brother, when you have a kid, Russell, you won't even see that 10% of the money. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's more like 1%. I don't know about 10%. Have you been to Sochi? No, I haven't. If yes, how do the Russian humid subtropics differ from the warm climates in Australia? I've not been there. Actually, my New Zealand friend, Lacey just mentioned there, he just came back from there and he loved it. He said it was like Queensland. It felt like Queensland, Australia. He's from New Zealand, so he was explaining it in Australian terms. And he kind of loved it. The thing is, it's summertime, so if you go to a hotel with a pool by the ocean or by the sea, it can feel very holiday-like, right? So get your 10K subscribers at the mall. You're mostly known for your mall videos. It would be fitting. Yes, that seems to be the thing with the channel. It's become a bit of a shopping kind of channel. Yeah, that's the thing. I think it seems to be the thing. So Oh, thanks for Gary. Thank you for being. Yeah, Gary, if you've left already or you're still here, thank you for being part of the channel as always. Is your wife Russian? Yes, definitely she's Russian. Yes, very Russian. I'm trying to Australiafy her, but it's very difficult to, to change people's ways. And it's like me, I should be speaking more Russian. I should be more Russian. I should, act more Russian, but I'm not, so. Oh, Galaxy Rider. Oh, that's interesting. I'm an Air Force veteran of the USAF, US Air Force. I was a C5 Galaxy crew chief for 8 years, hence the name Galaxy Rider. C5 Galaxy. Let me Google that. I want to see what it is. C5 Galaxy. Oh, big planes. Oh, these are like the heavy lift planes. C5M Super Galaxy. Wow. Yeah, I guess the Antonov, is the equivalent, or probably not quite, but the equivalent of that. In Australia, we've got the Hercules. Is it the C? I don't know what C it is. Australia's got the Hercules heavy lift planes. Yeah, if I compare what you're talking about, so yeah, it was. You should go to Karalia. It's really nice. Oh, thank you, Alex. Yeah, all these places people keep telling me to go to. We need to make a plan. If we buy this property, we would sell the studio that we have, this one that you saw in the video, and buy the one in the same building here, but it's up on the 14th level. But it's a 3-room place. It's much bigger than this. And I think we'll be struggling to go anywhere. I've told my wife, I said, it's about a 2-year commitment that we're going to have to, kind of struggle for about 2 years. I mean, everyone that's got a mortgage in the world, you guys watching, I mean, you understand, right? I mean, it's a commitment. It's probably the biggest commitment of your life, I think, buying a house, getting married, having kids, these top 2 or 3 or 4 things in your life. I think buying a house is probably the number one biggest financial thing to do. So, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I understand, Rochelle. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, Keo, I will mention when I meet him. Hopefully one day this week we're going to meet up. How long do you plan on staying in Russia, Keith? Hopefully for at least, well, if we buy this place, maybe forever. That would be a big thing. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of open-ended at the moment. They can carry 10 buses inside. Wow, there we go. Yeah, C-130 is the one that Australia uses extensively. I think that's the only one that they use, the Hercules. It's called the Hercules, I think. Hercules can be carried inside a C5 Galaxy. Wow. What do you think of the is it ANCUS, Australia, New Zealand, US thing? Yeah, I think the one about maybe you're talking about, Alex, about the submarines. Is that the one that you're talking about, the AUKUS? The Australians backed out of the agreement they had with France about building submarines. I think that's what you're referring to. I'm not sure. Not even close to the C5, but the Antonov 224 is bigger, but now destroyed. Yes. Yeah, the ones. I mean, I know this is, let's talking about the events of things happening, but why the heck did they not fly them out of the country and park them somewhere else? For God's sake, I mean, if they're such a treasured plane, why were they parked there to start with? I don't know. I mean, honestly and truly, fly them out, land them somewhere in the absolute middle of nowhere country, and they're safe, Dark Brothers off, yes. And slowly, I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for watching the live stream. That was interesting. It's about the airplane there, the C5 Galaxy. I'm going to look at the pictures of that in a second. Oh, the Australia-UK alliance against China. Yes, I saw that. And the whole thing with Solomon Islands, that's kind of crazy as well. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody trades with China. I mean, I think it's very difficult for most countries to create an enemy in China and as a country. create an enemy, because we all so heavily rely on China. Imagine, I always say this about Walmart as an example from the American perspective. If China stopped trading with America, Walmarts would be empty. I mean, the amount of manufacturing that's, reliant for Walmart to stay open is just crazy, Sorry, Australia had an agreement. I don't know what the one is that America signed with Australia about building submarines. I don't know what that agreement was, but yeah, I think it's kind of this thing about Solomon Islands, and now they refuse to let American ships dock there to refuel. Come on, it's like middle of nowhere places, right? But I guess it's all about the strategic places. The Antonov was under repair. Only one of them. Yeah, I think it wasn't the whole fleet of them, right? I mean, some of them must have been outside of the country at the time. I don't think they're going to repair the ones that were damaged, because they were seriously damaged. You see some of the photos of them. I'm off to the mole, big guy. If you have questions, I have answers about the Galaxy. It was 28 wheels and tires. Wow. Yes, looking at the pictures that I'm just looking just on Google alone, these are insane. Actually, there's Lockheed C5 Galaxy here on Wikipedia with the helicopter coming out the front nose of it on one of the photos. Yeah, these are insane airplanes. It definitely has that look. The largest aircraft in the US Air Force, C5M Super Galaxy. Lockheed C5 Super Galaxy. It does have that Antonov look to it, though. I mean, for sure. There's one there with a submarine getting put in it. Holy smoke. Yes. All right. Everybody, thanks a lot. What happened there to the live? Oh. I've been to all 5 continents on that big boy. Yes. There's a YouTube channel, Galaxy. I can't remember. It's a Russian guy. I honestly wouldn't know his channel name. So maybe if you look up Antonov on YouTube, there's a guy that's a pilot for Antonovs. And he has a YouTube channel where he films him doing trips on Antonovs. Antonov. Sorry, not Antonov. Antonov. I've got to say it with a Russian accent. There was only one Antonov 224, no fleet. Oh, there we go. Bye, Gary. Yes, thank you, Gary. And there was a Red Bull plane flew through it. Huh. Yeah, I don't watch all the news in the whole world on the same day. So he's a cool... Oh, you know him. Yes. You got to watch it with subtitles, right? But he's a kind of burly-looking Russian guy that films himself on the runway at the airports a lot and talks about the trips that they're going to make around the world on them. I've watched a few videos, but it's very difficult for me to watch channels with subtitles because I'm just busy reading it. I'm not focusing on watching the video too much. So, all right, everybody, I'm out of here. Thanks a lot for the... we're on 99 likes. Holy camoli. Yes, sorry, I'm just looking down at the chat over here now, which is the same chat over here. Massive thank you. We're on exactly 99 likes. That's just not lucky to leave it with 99. Thanks, Galaxy. Yes, thanks everybody who's watched live. If you're watching the last few minutes of it on replay, God, thank you. God, thank you. Thank you for getting to the very end of a live stream. That's just amazing. I appreciate everyone that's watched today and chatted. And again, thank you for super chats, super stickers. I appreciate it as part of the channel and the money that comes back through the channel. Thank you very much. Yes, I see 100 on my screen now. Oh, 101. Thank you, Rochelle, for... Oh, 101. There we go. All right. So I'm out of here. Hopefully in the next couple of days, we'll get past 10,000 subscribers. That's a very nice milestone to get to. So check out the community tab for posts about that. I don't know what I'll do. Like someone said, I should be at a shopping center when it hits it, so I don't know. All right, I'm going to end the live stream right here. Thank you, everybody. Oh, 102 likes. There we go. That's even more amazing. If you can get more likes than people watching, I think that's a big deal somehow. So if anyone wants to put any comments after the video ends, that'll be very nice. Again, I do try to reply to as many comments as possible. If anyone would like to just add anything as a comment at not in the chat now, but in the comments of the video physically afterwards, it does help the algorithm of YouTube. So thanks everybody for traveling with Russell. I'm off on another adventure, as I like to say at the end of videos. 102, 103. It's like an auction now. Thanks, Rochelle, for letting me be updated on that. So I hope everyone's had a good time chatting. Yeah, I'm out of here. Thank you very much. Microwave. Yes. Yeah, I got the microphones. I don't have my other ones here right now. That's the one I was using on my phone before. Now I've got the microphones, the wireless ones. So it's gone up 104. All right. Okay, end broadcast. Bye, everybody. Catch you next time.